Hey, welcome back to Clean Cut, where we can talk about the truth about just about anything, long as we use logic and common sense.
Last season, we went over the church's calendar and the various seasons in it, and this season we're returning to the topic of the Psalms and their meaning. Now, a brief disclaimer before getting into this psalm. The Psalms will be numbered differently in different translations of the Bible. This is a very, very old discrepancy, and to help clear things up, we'll be explaining what number the psalm has in the Douay-Rheims Bible and in the Revised Standard Version. However, the episodes themselves will list psalm numbers as they're given in the Douay-Rheims Bible. Sorry if this is confusing. Anyway, this is Psalm 76 in the Douay-Rheims Bible, but Psalm 77 in the RSV. Unto the end, for Idithan, a psalm of Asaph. Again, Asaph was in charge of the service of music during the reigns of David and Solomon, and Idithan is also mentioned in Psalms 38 and 61 before this, but as we've covered, not much is known about him. He was a man who David knew, and his sons played the harp in praise of God. I cried to the Lord with my voice, to God with my voice, and he gave ear to me. In the day of my trouble I sought God, with my hands lifted up to him in the night. And I was not deceived. My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God, and was delighted, and was exercised, and my spirit swooned away. When I called to God for help, he listened to me and didn't disappoint me. Even when I was suffering from insurmountable depression, the memory of God made me feel better and quieted my worries. My eyes prevented the watches. I was troubled, and I spoke not. I'm so worried I can't speak or even get proper rest. Prevented the watches means that he couldn't keep a regular schedule, because watches refers to periods of time during the night. This indicates insomnia due to worry. I thought upon the days of old, and I had in my mind the eternal years. I think about ancient times when God did great miracles to save the people. The eternal years could also be interpreted to refer to a heavenly reward by modern Christians, meaning that he focuses on what God will provide in the future. But since this understanding of heaven didn't really exist in Israel at the time, it's not likely that that's what the psalmist was trying to say. And I meditated in the night with my own heart, and I was exercised, and I swept my spirit. I searched my soul for answers. Will God then cast off forever? Or will he never be more favorable again? Or will he cut off his mercy forever from generation to generation? Or will God forget to shew mercy? Or will he, in his anger, shut up his mercies? This person is living during hard times and is upset that God hasn't taken action to save him yet. He wonders how long it will be before God ends those hard times and restores what was lost. Hard times are interpreted as the anger of God, while his mercy is seen most when things get better. And I said, Now have I begun. This is the change of the right hand of the Most High. God's right hand, his sword hand, is changing direction. This implies that the miseries which the psalmist is experiencing are expected to come to an end. I remembered the works of the Lord, for I will be mindful of thy wonders from the beginning, and I will meditate on all thy works, and will be employed in thy inventions. I'll reflect on the historical miracles of God and keep busy doing his will. Thy way, O God, is in the holy place. Who is the great God like our God? Thou art the God that dost wonders. Thou hast made thy power known among the nations. Other nations don't worship gods who show their power through miracles. That makes God superior to them. With thy arm thou hast redeemed thy people, the children of Jacob and of Joseph. God rescued the people of Israel from Egypt and from many other tough situations since then. The waters saw thee, O God. The waters saw thee, and they were afraid, and the depths were troubled. Great was the noise of the waters. The cloud sent out a sound. For thy arrows pass, the voice of thy thunder in a wheel. Waters represent chaos and environments where human life can't exist in many ancient documents, including, often, the Bible. So, this is saying that God made chaos worry and make noise because of God's power and miraculous actions. Thy lightnings enlightened the world. The earth shook and trembled. God has created countless things that people are awed by and which light up our world and make it shine, including lightning. Thy way is in the sea, and thy paths in many waters, and thy footsteps shall not be known. Even in places where people can't survive, God can walk through easily. Thou hast conducted thy people like sheep by the hand of Moses and Aaron. The shepherd image is an easily understood one, since many of the people of the time also cared for animals, and Moses was definitely a shepherd for a major part of his life. The shepherd needed to care for his sheep because they were mostly helpless to defend themselves from predators, and weren't smart enough to figure out which way to go on their own. These are attributes that human beings also frequently share. So, this psalm opens up with descriptions of petitions and appreciation and gratitude to God, recognizing that God's ability to save people can give them hope, even in hard times. It then becomes a song of praise, describing just a few of the amazing things that God has created, and which impress us so much for various reasons.
That's all for now, so keep asking questions, and thanks for watching.